Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This week we're starting on the interior and have a little update on the engine as well. So the reason why I'm doing the interior is because I dropped off the engine at a machine shop. My old machinist actually retired, so I had to find a new machine shop to check a final clearancing of the block. So that's dropped off, talked with him, and a younger guy around my age, and I was actually really impressed with what he knew off the top of his head. So I feel really comfortable dropping it off there. He's going to go over, degree the cam for me. He's going to check all the clearancing, making sure Skip White actually did what they said they were going to do, and get a second opinion, making sure everything was balanced out. Just because I'm just weird, I just always want a second opinion on stuff before I slap the engine all together and assemble it. So he's checking all that stuff for me. He's checking the bearings or the clearancing of the bearings as well. And I also got the cam in. I ended up going with a one step higher in duration, and it has a little bit higher of a lift. So this was actually a recommendation that I didn't know that they made just a hair higher in duration and lift. I think the username was Shad. He always has some really good recommendations. So I looked that up, and they had one left in stock in Summit, and it was down in Ohio, in the Summit Racing in Ohio. So it's about 45 minutes from me, well, about an hour, I guess. So I shot down there, grabbed the cam, and I was able to finally drop it off the machine shop. Also got some the AFR heads. I have that. There was only 2 sets left in stock, and I got that at Summit Racing when I was down there as well. So now I should have everything except for the intake, head bolts, and some miscellaneous gaskets and stuff. So I should be good. I shouldn't have to wait. The machine shop is about a month out. He said he fit me in last minute just because he's not doing a full build with mine. He's just doing all the clearancing work, making sure everything is correct. So that's what's going on with the engine. I decided, hey, let's just start the interior. It's been bugging me because of the green and everything. So this process is going to be from carpet extraction, removing the carpet, and all the way to re-dyeing the interior with a paint gun and some special paint. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you guys have been well and enjoy. She's hanging still. That's good. All right, so now that we have enough room over here to open the doors, we are gonna have to take out all the carpet. So I'm gonna sweep this first, or Land's probably gonna sweep this first. I'll take the seat out over there, and then we'll start working on taking all the carpet out. I already have the one seat out just because I was thinking I was gonna have to drill into these floors a couple episodes ago for the subframe because the captive nut was spinning, but now since it is all good, it actually went back up on its own. I didn't have to drill those out. I did have to remove the rear seats because I was curious to see if the build sheet was back there, which it ended up not being there, and it wasn't under the gas tank either. So for some reason this one is gone, and I'm looking now, there's something that actually chewed this a little bit, but we'll take that out and clean that up as well. You can see the little nests and stuff was being made. So my first video when I did this, I didn't think it was going to get that much attention. So I just swept it up what I can do and just mainly focused on the outside and getting rid of the mold. Now I'm going to take out the carpets, use an extractor on that. And then I also have an ozone generator as well that I'm going to run a final time on here. And that should take out everything smell-wise, which is left, which actually isn't bad at all right now. It just smells like an old car. Doesn't smell like any animals have been living in here or whatever, but there was 2 mice that were dead, one in here, and then there was one in the glove box as well. So there were some creatures living in here, so I just want to make sure everything's nice and clean. Here's the rear seat cushion. Like I mentioned already took this out just to see what was underneath of it. A lot of original comments, I guess, on the detail video were concerned about having no mold under here. So you can see it's actually pretty clean, and that's like that for the rear or the front seats underneath them as well. So everything's actually in pretty decent shape. Just some surface rust and stuff on the springs, which is expected, but nothing too disgusting on here. And I think I'm just gonna probably just clean these up one more time and install these back as they are. Front seat, on the other hand, has seen better days. This is all ripped on the bottom here, and you can just hear that it's very crusty. So it's just really dry. I get away with it, but I have to figure out if I want to replace the seat and foam, which I'm probably going to do just for the front seat, just because this is all deformed up here. Everything will be looking nice except for the front seats. So I think I might just replace the vinyl on the front seats as well as the foam, and then just leave the rears as they are for now. Let's take the seat out and start sweeping everything. What is this? 8-track, I would think. Maybe. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Refresher. I don't know. It's like.
Ooh, mouth refresher.
There's something right here too.
That's their secret stash.
There's more stuff under there, but.
Yeah. What's this? A comb? Really old juicy fruit. What the heck's this thing?
I don't know.
I don't know what that is. Looks like something broken. There's a wire here. I don't know what this is for, but it went right to the seat. And let's see underneath. It's like must be sandwiched between these floor panels because it's not. I can't feel it from underneath, so it has to be sandwiched between these two plates, and it went right under to this. Almost looks like a heated seat element. Have to figure out what that's for. We'll just strip all this out. It's just sound deadener. So I'll just replace this stuff because it's probably holding in all the gunk.
Yeah. Okay.
Even though it's cool, it's original, but we'll just take this all out. Yeah, it's coming up in chunks anyway. So that's that one. We'll pull the carpet up and see how nice these look on this one here. But this stuff definitely will rip out because it's not doing anything. It's kind of useless.
Okay. That one came up pretty easy.
Yeah. What I'm using now is this Chemical Guys Fabric Clean Carpet and Upholstery Shampoo. Mix that in a ratio of 8:1, and just with water, hot water. I'm gonna squirt this down now for the carpet, and then use one of those brushes on a drill to then scrub it in, and then use a Bissell Spot Clean Pro, which this is brand new, I've never used it before. Hopefully that will take out the rest of the dirt. So we did about 6 or 7 passes on that, and now we have to start the rear section. It's still pretty dirty too, but nothing else seems to really be coming up. Alright, so I got all these plastic pieces out right now. You can see that they're discoloring anywhere from brown that's all scuffed up and scratched to green. These are definitely factory panels, so no one's ever re-dyed them before or anything. It's just for some reason they're turning green. So you can see that's really green. It just doesn't look good. So the headliner's in really good shape. Perforations, no tears or anything. It has all the factory perforations in it, so that's good. The rear deck panel back here, that's going to come out. Original plan was to go and use this SEM Camel, which is 15173. That ended up being too light. It's a very good product. I followed the directions and stuff. It's super durable. It's not going to come off, but it's just the wrong color. It's just way too light. My new plan now, I went to my paint store. The guy there is gonna mix up some interior paint for me. He has to order a couple of different toners and stuff. It's gonna be way closer matched than what this light SEM paint will be. So I'm gonna come back in a couple of days, pick that up, and then I'm gonna prep it the same exact way I did with the SEM rattle can paint. First step is to wash it down with some water and dish Dawn soap, just to get some of the grease and major contaminants that are on the surface off. Wipe it down with some rubbing alcohol, just some IPA, and then I'll go ahead and do the SEM soap and a gray Scotch-Brite. Then I will use this plastic prep, and I also have a vinyl prep too. I don't think I'm going to be doing any vinyl dyeing, but I have that can as well. And then I'm not going to be using that. I'll be using the gun with the paint that he mixed up and seeing how good it looks. Okay, so I have all this prepped. That was usually the second to last step. A lot of people would say to use adhesion promoter. I'm not going to do that because if you don't time it right, you could do something weird and it could either fisheye. As long as you prep it out correctly, the most important thing is to use the scuff pad with that SEM soap, which has like a almost gritty feeling on top of it. That'll help scuff it down really good. As long as you do that and clean it really well, then I don't believe in the adhesion promoter as much as people like to think that you need to use it. Finally got a really good match. My paint guy mixed up a pretty good interior paint dye. So ended up being $75 for this. It says Kalahari on here for vinyl and plastics. I never sprayed this before. You don't even need to mix it with anything. You just dump it right out from here and you're ready to spray, as long as you, of course, prepped all the panels correctly. So we'll see how that turns out. Hopefully it works well. So there is some window felt that when I was taking this off just cracked. It's so brittle. You can see that. So I have that on order. I'm going to replace it. They're just held in by these staples. So I'm going to pull these all out. And it'll come with new chrome trim and stuff with the new window felt. Take this off as well, and then that way I could repaint these correctly without having anything, tape lines or anything showing up. So that's the plan with that. Let me take off the driver's side door panels right now, and we'll get working on everything. Okay, I'm ready to paint now. Right before I start, I'm wiping it down with some isopropyl alcohol and just make sure everything is clean one last time. Tack ragged it, and I'm just gonna do a test couple pieces right here because I've never painted a interior paint before through a gun. And I've been reading that you're supposed to shoot a little bit lower pressure for a HVLP gun. If you're using a siphon fed gun, anywhere from 20 to 25 PSI. I'm gonna try this one out about 10 to 15 PSI. This is already pre-mixed. You don't have to pre-mix anything else with it, like a reducer. It's all ready to dump in the gun and shoot. So I'm just gonna vary it and on the fly change what I need to, depending on how the gun feels. And I'm gonna wait at least 10 minutes flash time in between each coat.